One of the main reasons people feel unhappy is wanting things to be different from how they really are. But accepting reality is key to moving forward and finding balance in our lives. Some think that accepting tough situations means giving up, but that's not true. It's about being mature and responsible about the choices we make. Acceptance means understanding that some things in life won't go our way, and we can't always change them. Once we accept what's happening, we can start figuring out how to make things better and find new paths to happiness. Welcome back to Mindful Infusion. Today, we're going to talk about how accepting things can help heal our hearts. Are you ready to join us? You see, holding on to stuff too tightly is a huge source of hurt. That's why learning to accept what is and loosen our grip becomes our highest spiritual challenge. From birth onward, we go through stages like childhood and teen times, starting to experience changes that come and go, like relationships, school periods in life, and more. Life gets complicated when we're hit by seasons of pain and loss, leading to suffering and sometimes despair. So what happens when attachment limits us, keeps us stuck to phases that have run their course, stopping our evolution and growth? Well, that can become an unhealthy psychological trap. We may also unconsciously cling to cycles in a way that's self-destructive, turning good things bad. Yet, people are so afraid to let go, accept, and move on that they self-chain themselves to cycles, people, and situations that no longer bring them serenity, peace, and well-being. That said, finding peace means being all right with what's going on, internally and externally, without resisting. When we hang on to rigid notions of how stuff must be, it clashes hard with reality. The reality is, refusing to experience things as they are is what causes hurt. Acceptance is about fully experiencing whatever comes, whether we like it or not. It's about presence over preferences. Making peace helps reduce strain and open us up to new understanding. Your true freedom starts when you find courage to loosen emotional chains you bound yourself with. We spend so much time dodging what we dislike and chasing what we crave. There's this constant tug of war between should and is. Finding peace generally isn't simple, but even when accepting harsh stuff feels like it's crushing us, it paves the way for good things. 'Cause honestly, by clinging to hurt, we block out space that could hold better experiences. Learning to feel feelings without fighting them is practicing flexibility. It makes room for new growth. So, how can we use acceptance to heal the pain of tough times? Well, I have to be honest, there's no magical formula that can help each of us face it better. Acceptance is almost always a tough process. But I need you to understand something first. Acceptance isn't the same as approving or throwing in the towel. Those are different things that folks often mix up. Accepting what is doesn't mean liking it or stopping efforts to shift it. I mean, I can try to change a situation without fighting against what's already there, you know? Acceptance also isn't about giving up the fight. It doesn't translate to not taking action if I want change. Resigning is more choosing not to change something possible to impact. That's a passive life path rather than acceptance. Instead, it's about taking action where we can. For example, acceptance also means letting go of the struggle for things beyond our control, saying, it is what it is, and not fighting endlessly to change things we can't change. Sure, we can't help feeling hurt in certain situations, but we don't have to let it become suffering. That's what happens when we refuse to accept parts of our lives or ourselves that we don't like. When we insist things should be different, and when we ignore life's pain and unfair moments. But one of the most important steps to heal is accepting what happened and facing reality. I know it's tough to admit to heartbreak or betrayal, which is why we often cling to lies and fantasies to cope. But denying reality just masks what truly happened and stops us from moving forward. When we deny things, we shut off important parts of ourselves and miss chances to grow, develop our talents, and connect with people who appreciate us. Plus, we waste valuable time that could be spent healing and moving forward. At first, denial might help us handle emotions more comfortably. It's a normal defense mechanism. But we can't stay there forever, because denial isn't a place where we can grow as individuals. That's why it's better to keep moving forward. Even though we try to avoid them, life will always have moments of pain and suffering that feel like dead ends. No matter how hard we try to dodge the pain, eventually we have to face it. That's when we realize we only have two choices: accept what we can't change and move forward, or stay stuck in that toxic cycle of denial and perpetual hurt. When we find ourselves trapped in an emotional labyrinth without seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, it's easy to succumb to hopelessness and think we'll never get out. But we must remember that there's always a way out, even if we can't see it yet. That way out is called acceptance. Accepting that it hurts, that destiny couldn't be avoided, that things aren't as we wanted them to be. Only by accepting reality can we begin to heal and move forward. Change is a constant in life. Bonds and relationships also evolve over time. Some relationships fracture, while others strengthen. Some things don't turn out as we hoped, but others do. That's the dynamic of life. So, how do we accept things as they are? First things first, we need to stop drowning in complaints. Worrying about what happened won't change anything. Sure, venting might feel good for a bit, but if you keep on complaining, you'll just become a victim of circumstances. Complaints without a plan of action are just wasted energy that could be used smarter to find other ways around the problem. Ask yourself what's bugging you and what you can actually change to make things better. And then comes the inevitable. Let it go. You won't always be able to change situations since your level of control over what happens is limited. In that case, you must learn to let go of all those harmful thoughts and feelings you're clinging to. Meditation teacher Ajahn Chah said, "If you let go a little, you will have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you will have complete peace." So, trying to deny what you feel or what happened only makes it last longer. Instead, give yourself permission to feel everything you're feeling. If you feel like crying, go ahead, express yourself. Talk about how tough it is for you. Little by little, you'll see that allowing yourself to experience that pain will help you let go of it. Over time, those difficult moments will become memories, and you'll look back feeling stronger and wiser for having gone through them. Acceptance is the key. Take your time. Everything has its own pace. This was Mindful Infusion, where we infuse your journey with wisdom and insight. A big hug to each one of you. This too shall pass. See you next time.